in the building. DJ Gambini, the Renaissance Man, and this is a special edition of Let's Be Reasonable, presented to you by Country Vision Studios. I had to go way down in the woods and find my man, but he decided to come back. Welcome back, Sean Starr.
Yes, sir. What's happening, man? Long time.
Yeah, man, a very long time, man. I've been struggling this whole season by myself, man. I'll be glad when you can make some time to come back on the podcast.
Yes, sir.
Well, you know why we got you here today. A little something tough to talk about. The 2024 election, Sean. I think I was going to start out by saying the night before election, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. But what you got to say? What you done seen so far?
Man, I'm just glad that we finally made it to this point. You know what I'm saying? So we can move forward in our future, man, with the country.
I gotta agree.
And you know, we here.
Yeah. All right. For those that don't know, we started out right. Thought it was gonna be a rematch of 2020, right? Thought it was gonna be a rematch. Joe Biden, he kind of fizzled out in that first debate, man. And anybody with sense would have probably replaced him as the Democratic nominee. But my question to you is, Sean, do you think the Democrats went about it the right way?
Nah, I think they did what they had to do, you know, to make sure that they get people involved and, you know, get someone back in. You know, I really think they had to do it fast and quick when they made the decision after that debate. You know, it was like, hey, this is our easiest option right now to get people to pick the Democratic side.
Well, my whole thing, I guess it would be that I think they kind of knew, you know, Joe Biden was slipping. I ain't gonna say he done went AWOL or whatever. I ain't saying that. But he 80-something years old. On Trump, he's 70-something himself. So, but Joe is showing it bad. He's showing it real bad. And I think a lot of people might be upset due to the fact that, okay, this lady didn't get no votes, right? Let's just be honest. When she ran in 2016, she didn't get no votes. And I'm not talking against her because I think she done ran a fine campaign. You know what I'm saying? It was smart. It was a real smart campaign, you know, do more with silence. But a lot of people felt like for it to be a Democratic election, she should have ran against other people. See what I'm saying? She didn't do that.
Yeah, I agree with that. You know, it should give people options, you know, to choose from. You know, instead of just putting one person on everybody to just say, hey, you know, we just got to get behind her.
Right, right. At first, now it was a little controversy behind that because AOC put a video up on Twitter, having a little something to say about something, but you know how they backtrack and change what they said. But it is what it is. Okay, Donald Trump, right? Done been to court fighting felonies and all this. What you think about that? There's a lot of people feel like, okay, he's been convicted of 32 felonies. He shouldn't be running for president. What you think about that?
Man, I mean, with his charges, you know, I mean, I don't know, man. It's kind of strange, you know, with him running for president. You got these charges, you got these felonies. I mean, when you look at America in the whole, those type of charges right there, you get canceled out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I don't know a lot. I guess, I don't know. A lot of people feel like he wouldn't have never had these charges against him if he wouldn't have ran for president again. So my question to you is, do you think this is like lawfare? I'm asking you because me personally, I gotta admit, it something ain't right. This man done did this all these years, and now all of a sudden y'all want to bring charges. It do seem a little fishy to me.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like they trying everything that they can in the power to just get rid of them, you know.
Right.
Any way that they can. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's obvious. You know, if you don't see that, I don't know. I can't explain that. But
right. It's just a personal opinion. Not saying that's actually what's going on now. because I mean we don't know. It ain't like we talk to none of them people or in these meetings that they have and all this. But it's kind of strange. It's all Democrat states that's doing this. But hey, what you gonna do, right?
Right. What are you gonna do?
Right. But okay, here go where we at now. Who you think got the lead, Sean?
Man, I think it's tight, but I do think that Trump probably has a bigger edge. Just what I see and what's going on. You got the media, you got social media.
They a mess. They messy, man.
It's crazy.
They messy, bro. And I don't see how some of these people don't get fired because okay, the other day, right? Trump was having a rally, and he said that Liz Cheney, let's put a gun in her hand. Basically saying, well, he said, let's put a gun in her hands and see how she like 9 barrels trained on her because she a warmonger or whatever. The media absolutely flipped this and said Trump said she should be put in front of a firing squad. Me personally, I didn't take that out of that. I took that as, you always trying to send somebody to war. How about we send you to war and see how you like it?
Right. I mean, everybody know how Trump character is and how he's
right.
So, you can expect that from him all the time. You know what I'm saying? So, but with the opposition, it's the same thing. It's like, man, it's kind of sad, but seeing Kamala and how she portrays herself in the media and public, she just seems so fake. And it's like,
Yeah, I mean, she does do that. But now I'm gonna tell you where a lot of people fall short, and this is kind of taking up for Kamala. This is kind of taking up for her. You can't say the lady ain't qualified now.
Oh, she definitely qualified.
Yeah, she definitely qualified to be president. Now ain't when people say that now, I kind of sidestep that one because you can't say that.
Yeah, well, I mean, she is qualified, but it seems like there's something else that's putting this towards her. It's like, hey, you need to do it this way, or she's doing it in a certain way that she's not doing it herself, and she's just following, the lead.
Yeah, but I think, see, that was my thing when it came to voting. At the end of the day, whichever party you put in, it's still more of the same. That's what you're gonna get, right? Kamala Harris and the Democratic Party, like they like to say, it's one big machine, even though the Republicans like that too. But I think the Republicans listen more to Donald Trump than they do anybody.
Yeah. I really do think that the Republicans, all they have is Donald Trump, because he has such a big movement.
Hey, I don't know now. I don't know, man. He got that big time movement, whatever. But I'm gonna tell you, JD Vance is a bulldog, bro. Yeah. That boy a pit bull when it come to that talking to the media. Yeah. He don't play.
Now, one thing I do want to say that I would like to see more of in the Republican Party is a lot more diversity, and what I'm saying, when it comes to Congress, the Senate. Have a little more diversity in the party when it comes to the overall elections.
Yeah, well, I like Byron Donald. They starting to have diversity in the Republican Party. They got Byron Donald. I think he well spoken. A lot of folks don't like him. They want to call him what they call us when we not mad at. I think it's not mad at white people. You know what I'm saying? But he well spoken. Then you got Vivek Ramaswamy. I call him Ramsey. I say Ramsey, but you know who I'm talking about, right?
Right, yeah.
And I know his ancestors wasn't from America. I don't want to try to be funny or whatever, but I know he basically from another race of not being white or black. But anyway, like I said, they opening up more diversity to their party. I think.
Okay. Yeah.
So what you think about they saying if Kamala Harris lose this election, it'll be the black man's fault?
I don't think it'll be the black man's fault. I mean, we only representing a certain percentage of the population.
Right.
So it could never be our fault that she would lose. I think it's really the way that the Democratic Party is choosing, the way that they select their tactics on how they're trying to win the election is what's causing for a lot of people that would support Kamala Harris. That's the reason why they probably wouldn't support her.
Well, my whole thing is, I just don't like it, the fact that they trying to come up with every reason except for the right reason to say why people would not vote for her. They try to put it on she a woman. They try to put it on she black. They try to put it on everything except for, I think that, okay, let's go back to when black people first got the right to vote, right? We was always programmed to say, hey, we Democrats. Now that black people are getting more smarter and paying attention to the issues and seeing what people are actually saying, now we sellouts. But I don't think the right to vote was given to us just to be loyal to one party. I think it was given to us to be, have a say. And because we was just 1/3 of a vote. A black man was just 1/3 of a vote.
Yeah.
And then I know women should, feel like it's a choice. You shouldn't be bound to nobody to vote. You should look at the issues yourself and vote how you want. Because me personally, I'm not going to tell nobody to vote for nobody because the only vote I control is mine. You know what I'm saying? So when you go to vote for you. And like I said, you can't blame black men from getting more engaged and looking at more stuff instead of the little clips that the news show us. Let's see what was actually said.
Right, exactly. I mean, what that does is it shows you that they're afraid that they're losing because you have to put the blame on something. When people are speaking out, and we haven't spoken out like that before, to be educated and making educated decisions when it comes to things that we know that's going to represent us in our demographics. That you're losing your space. So, hey man, when you go out to vote, it's that time,
Yeah, but my thing is, like I said, okay, you take like what Barack Obama, Magic Johnson, them and all, and I was talking to my sister about this, and I told her it all started when Luke first came out. You remember Luke, don't you? Luke, Be So Horny and all that. Luke.
Yeah.
He was the first person. All right, Keita, whatever. Thanks though for the comment, but he was the first one to say basically, I'm gonna give y'all till September to get back on the Democratic plantation. And I told my sister, I say, it make me feel like he's saying, I'm giving you 30 days to get back on this plantation or something gonna happen to you. You see what I'm saying? That is not the way to get black men to vote.
Right. Now, that's not the way to get black men.
That's not the way. Now, I was talking to a niece of mine the other day. She came home from college. And I told her, me and her had a little quick discussion about politics. And I told her, you vote for who you want. But all I ask is that you look at the facts. And if you're a woman out there and you feel like you want to vote for Kamala because she a woman, by all means do so.
Yeah, I mean, of course, one thing is, Kamala has some things, that she has done that has benefited.
What?
Well, I mean, when you look at certain crimes. So let's say with California, right?
Right, Cali. That's where she from.
If now stealing is wrong all day long, some things with drugs and stuff like that, hey, everybody has their thing on it.
Right.
But she did kind of loosen up on some of the laws in California when it came to certain crimes.
Well, it's two sides of that coin too, Sean. Because they say she also locked a lot of people up for weed, but I don't know how true that is. I don't live in California. She ain't my AG, so I don't know.
Exactly.
But I also seen videos where this lady, right, her daughter, had I think she had sickle cell or something like that. She had some kind of something going on, but she was missing a lot of school.
Yeah.
They say Kamala had that lady locked up.
Yeah. That's one thing that I've seen a couple of videos where people giving their testimony on how the way that policy is. Now, if you a woman and you know that situation ends up happening to you and it comes to your door where your child gets sick and they can't go to school and you end up getting locked up, you know, that's something that you got to think about when she becomes president, because an executive order that could be all across the United States.
Right.
So, you know, that's heavy.
But like I said, I can't say she unqualified to do the job, because I know how when they go to talking about all this stuff and they putting in commercials and all this right here, they exaggerate.
Yeah.
And that's on both sides. That's not limited to one side.
Right.
That's both sides. Yeah. That's the object, to knock the other person off. That's the object of the game. But like I said, to me, I don't want no more of the same. That's why I'm really, crossing over or whatever they say I'm doing. I just done fell out of love with the Democratic Party altogether, man.
Yeah, and I can't sit here and act like,
Right, I just can't act like I don't, because I used to be a full-fledged Democrat. Right now I'm still probably a registered Democrat because I get all kind of text messages, invites, and all this stuff here, but I just don't agree with the path y'all taking the country on, because it's just too free. I always wanted to be free, but it's just too loose.
Yeah. The evidence is in the past couple years, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the big thing for me, is how drastically things have changed, even outside of America, all over. I mean, it's just total chaos. Prices super high.
Yeah, that's another thing. It's a bunch of wars going on right now, man. And to me, it's like the Democratic Party is throwing money at it instead of making these people, hey man, y'all need to get to the table and sit down. Because don't get me wrong, when you talk about Israel, I'm talking about from what I know, because I know how you and John is. Y'all like to get all into this. These people been fighting. You can't stop them but I ain't talking about that. What I'm saying is, it's messed up that them people shot at Israel first, true enough. But it's not right that they going in there just killing everybody. Basically, and I know they're using the civilian as shields and all that, but sometimes you need to slow that down. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to be on the right side of that either way. So you need to make Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, the president. Is he the president or the Prime Minister? He the man over there. I put it that way. He the man over there. But you take him and you get this other group and y'all sit down and y'all need to hash this out. And if you ask me who could do that out of Trump and Kamala Harris, I have to say Trump.
Yeah, and I mean that part, when it comes to that, it's not a Democrat or a Republican thing, because they both parties of America thing where they throw money to Israel. So
no, not about throwing money to Israel. I'm talking about wars.
Yeah, just the wars.
Wars.
Yeah, because they only fighting because they want to get their land back. I mean, we could say that about America. You know what I'm saying? The land of the people that was here first. If we were to say, the heck with it and just start tearing up stuff, who's gonna come from overseas to say, hey, yeah, we gonna support these people? You know what I'm saying? But hey, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day.
Yeah. But, I told you that before I even said that.
Yeah,
y'all go that. All this, y'all history pages and all this right here. I'm just talking about what's going on right now.
Yeah, but when it comes to the Biden administration, in which Kamala Harris is a part, even though she's a vice president, she still makes decisions. She still is in charge of different things. They failing in those policies, and you can't just throw money. You want to get involved, but you don't get involved. You put in all these other countries at risk by sending them money, and then when you look back in time in history, when we did that, like Afghanistan, what happens? You give them all this money, you give them these weapons end up in the wrong people's hands, the money end up in the wrong people's hands.
Yeah.
And now, here we are again facing the same situation. And when you're looking at it as the Biden administration, hey, it just went extra wild. When Trump was in office, we didn't have none of that stuff going on.
Well, so this is a question I got for you, Sean. Check this out. How you think people gonna accept the election results? Either way.
Yeah, either way, I don't think people are gonna accept it because we at a time in a world in a thought process or perspective that, hey, if it don't go my way, then it's just kind of weird. So, hopefully it's nothing outrageous.
Well, definitely don't want that January 6th stuff going on.
Right.
I mean, I'm for real, man, because that stuff like that is really crazy because you can go out there and tell Washington or whatever you want to do, but whoever they say won. I mean, me personally, if Kamala Harris win, I'm going to say congratulations, our first female president. End of the story, because at the end of the day, I made it through a Trump administration. I done made it through a Biden administration. So I'm gonna make it them 4 years some kind of way.
Now I would say this though: if Kamala Harris wins, I think that you may have a bigger problem than if Trump wins when it comes to anything outside of the election.
Why you say that?
Because Trump, the MAGA, is die hard. You know what I'm saying? Kamala Harris, they ain't got. I don't think it's no fight with the Democratic Party when it comes to losing.
I don't think the MAGA people cause I don't consider myself a MAGA person. I don't. I mean, it's just who I'm voting for, but I don't consider myself MAGA cause I know I ain't finna go to no up there to no where they went. The Capitol. I'm not going to the Capitol to do nothing.
That evidence is already there that has happened. So, I would be more concerned if Kamala Harris wins for something extra going on outside the election than if Trump were to win.
Oh, either way, I'm thinking everybody gonna holler foul play.
Of course.
So it don't matter.
They already burning up ballot boxes and stuff.
They burning up ballot boxes. They claiming they catching people cheating and all this, and they done already say you ain't gonna find out till the end of the week who the president is.
Exactly.
Well, the president elect. It's the president elect. It's not the president. It's the president elect.
Yeah.
So
get the popcorn ready.
But I think people should just deal with whatever they throw out. And I mean, you gonna have hecklers. You know what I'm saying? You can't do nothing about that. You gonna have people that heckle. You gonna have people that gonna talk trash and all that. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I don't think you should, because you know that some people take this way more serious than others.
Yeah, of course, because people thinking that the country is at risk. They're thinking that their lives are at risk. Their survival is at risk. You got a lot of people that's hurt right now. That they're losing a lot of money. They're just now starting to feel how it is to not have any money. Your savings depleted. You know what I'm saying? So it's affected them really bad. They scared.
I don't know, man. When it comes to the economy, I think COVID had a lot to do with some of it. The plan to come back had a lot to do with it. It was a lot of factors in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It wasn't just Biden doing this. I don't chalk it up to that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Now, one thing I do want to say that I'm kind of disappointed with the Democratic Party is when you say that we're not going to do anything particular for black people, we want to do it for all Americans, right? Yeah,
I can understand that, Sean. If I'm running for president now, and I say I'm gonna do this for black people, then what the white people gonna think?
Well, guess what? I know that they signed the Asian hate crime bill and Islanders specific to one race group. Mm-hmm. It's the Biden administration. When it comes to Israel. So for you to sit here and say that you would do stuff for all of America and not for specific people, your record is showing that, hey, if you're really for black people or you want black people to join in and everything like this, why not do certain things for black people specifically like you do other people that are foreign to the country? So that's what kind of throws me off with the administration as well. Is like, hey, you want black people to be a part of this and to vote for you, and you come up with these accents, and you got all of our celebrities supporting you and everything like that. I mean, what's wrong with coming up with a direct plan? I mean, she did bring up the business plan that's coming up and the first homeowner stuff like that, but to me, it seems like a lot of promises that's gonna not fall through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hold on, let me turn my phone. Okay. I'll have to text back, I guess. All right, there it goes. It's on silent. But anyway, I think they consider us to be part of the stuff that's already in play. I guess. I mean, you got all these rules about hate crime and all that. I think they feel like we fall up under that and they don't. So let's make an umbrella for them too, because it was bad when COVID first came out. They went to like killing Chinese people or harassing them and jumping on them and stuff. So I guess they just felt like they needed to take action on that. But my thing is, why they got to do something specific to black people? What percentage of the vote is we?
Well, I mean, when 13%, I think it's either 13 or 14% of the population is black. So,
yeah, I don't know, man. And like I said, they can't blame black men if somebody lose. Cause last election, I think Trump got like 35% of the black male vote.
Right.
The black male vote, but I think it's gonna be an interesting race. And me personally, I think I'm gonna just accept what it is. I mean, ain't nothing I can do anyway.
Right, it's nothing you can't.
I mean, what you gonna do, man? You have to not get yourself so worked up.
Right, exactly. I mean, if you made it this far, you still surviving. It don't matter who's the president or anything like that, because you're gonna find a way to utilize the system that you have available to you for you and your family to get in a better place where you just keep moving.
Well, I don't know, man. Like I said, this just done been a crazy election cycle, period. But you gotta admit, now we was watching, when Obama was running, right?
Yeah.
But Trump turned up politics, man.
Yeah, he got it off.
Hey, man. Hey, everybody and they mama got something to say now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you either hate him or love him.
Yeah.
It's one of the two. I mean, and a lot of people, I see people go on rants, right? they go on like rants, man, and like he did this dirty SOB and all that right there, right?
Yeah.
And I be like, what he did to you?
Yeah, man, I'll tell you, a lot of stuff that I see and that I hear when it comes to talking about the election and the campaign and everything like that, it's crazy how the people that support the Democratic Party cannot really say or come up with anything that they have done recently to benefit America.
Yeah. I mean, you got a lot of old schoolers. You got a lot of old schoolers, man, that they gonna vote Democrat. They don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care. And which, I understand it. I understand it. You gotta have party loyalty if you're gonna be a party, right?
Yeah.
You gotta have some people that's gonna say, hey, I don't care what they do, I'm with them.
True.
You know what I'm saying? But they damn like to say that people that feel like that about Trump in a cult.
Yeah, you're right. It seems like it because he got a big following.
I mean, he running for the president of the United States who don't have a big following.
And I could say the same thing about the Democratic Party. I mean,
right?
It's the same.
It's the same thing, man.
Because she just came out of the blue, and now she's just the best thing smoking in the world.
Yeah, and I mean, they had other candidates that they could have put out there.
Yeah.
They could have put other candidates out there. I mean, at least to have a little election, but they didn't have enough time.
It wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough time. So they did what they had to do. I will admit to that.
Yeah, they put her under a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And you could kind of see it on her that, man, I gotta do this right now, and I don't have no choice in the matter.
I mean, she had a choice now because she could have said, no, I ain't doing it.
Yeah.
She could have said no, but I mean, like I said, it was a smart campaign.
Yeah, I mean, she ultimately had that goal because most of the time, if you're a prosecutor and you become the district attorney over the whole entire state, your next step is going to either the governor or you're going to the presidency. So
yeah, she tried for the president, but then she flopped on that. But then Biden picked up as the vice president. And I ain't heard nothing from her until they said, hey, she running for president. And they do give her a hard time.
Yeah.
The fact that she's vice president, the only thing I could think that she did probably wrong as vice president was they say she was the tie-breaking vote for the Biden plan that's in effect now. Called the House. Don't the vice president preside over the House, right?
Yeah.
And she was the tie-breaking vote to get this in play, what we got going on now. But, I mean, you the vice president. You should back Biden. I don't blame her for that.
Yeah, you can't go against your boss.
Right. And then, also, like I said, as vice president, she really have limited power. Everybody not Dick Cheney.
Yeah.
Dick Cheney, I think it was more him wanted that last war than George Bush. I think he kind of boosted him up to do whatever.
Yeah, and then you don't know who's involved and whose family's involved, whose corporations are involved in all these things, man. So it's heavy.
Yeah, man. But at the end of the day, y'all get out there and vote. I mean, I know some people like to say, my vote ain't gonna count and all this, man. But believe it or not, man, these elections been razor thin by standards. When you talking about how many people in Georgia, 8 or 15, something like that, 8 million. How many million people? Well, all the millions of voters you got in Georgia, the state was elected by like 12,000 votes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we want you to get out and vote. No matter who you're voting for.
Yeah, don't forget you got a lot of local things that you have to vote for as well. It's not only the presidential elections. So
right.
It's really important, for what's going on in your local communities too.
I mean, we know Fonzo running. It looked like it's gonna be a landslide there.
Yeah.
Fonzo, he another one though. He endorsed some Republicans before.
Yeah, you don't remember
the lady over there, but nobody don't say nothing to him. The lady that was running for DA. The DA. Fonzo endorsed her, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember they had a whole. Hey,
about,
the white lady, man. I don't mean to say it like that. That's the only way I can describe her ethnicity or whatever, however you say it. But she, like I said, he supported her, and the whole Democratic Party caucus of Burke County, they had a meeting about it. Ain't nothing happened, but they were mad about that, bro.
Yeah, wasn't he caught up with Kemp and Trump too?
I don't know. Was it? I don't remember that now. I don't know. I know he done went on CNN and said some stuff, but I mean, Fonzo a good sheriff, man.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about Kalapatosi or whoever they talking about running. I don't know nothing about him.
Right.
I don't know nothing about that man. So how you want me to write you in?
Yeah, you can't just put pictures everywhere.
Yeah. And trust me, it ain't that many people in Burke County that hate Fonzo so bad that they go pick a stranger. It ain't that many, bro. It ain't that many. Cause me personally, I vote for him. I ain't had no problems with him.
Yeah.
I ain't had no problems with him. I can't say I won't. I mean, if somebody else came along better, in campaign, right? Maybe. But,
you got to get out there.
I will admit, though, you don't want your sheriff in the paper with craziness either.
Nah, you don't want that.
You don't want that, cause I mean,
you don't want a desperate sheriff either.
Man, that joke act like he walking around with a Teflon vest on, boy. He do, man. But we don't know what happened. Ain't no details on it. I don't know nothing, so it is what it is. What else we got on the tabulation besides him? I think it's Matt Burns, white guy Burns, running for state senate. I don't even know who he running. Oh, Shania. Ain't her name Shania or something?
Yeah, I think it is.
I think it's a black lady,
Yeah.
black girl, black woman. It's a funny name. I seen it. It's not funny. I mean, it's not common. Shania, something like that, man. Don't know nothing about her though. I mean, Max Bird, not or whatever his name is. I don't even know his name. But he was in there last year. He beat out Coretta Ann Smith. I remember her. He beat her out last year. I remember her, but I don't know, man. The big thing is at the top of the ticket pay. We ain't got. I mean, we got our senators. I think Warnock safe for what 3 years.
Yeah.
He out of there too. Let him keep trimming around.
Ooh.
I think
Yeah, man.
Ossoff come up next year.
Yeah, I think it's 2 years. You got the Senate, then you get the House.
Yeah, I know. I think we just got that state Senate seat up
Yeah.
for election. I think. I don't know, man. But anyway, we was talking about the top of the ticket. And when it comes to your right to vote for who you want, man. And for all of us, this goes out to all of us. Don't get mad about who people voting for.
Yeah.
For real. This worse than basketball and football.
I'm telling you.
This worse than basketball and football, man. You a sellout and all this right here, man, gone. Nobody don't want to hear that. My light bill need to be paid. You gonna pay it for me?
Right.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that.
It's like the stock market. If you're a stockholder and you got to vote for the president, or they got a new president, vice president coming in, you got to vote for them, and that's your money. So
Yeah. I don't know.
you gotta vote for what fits you.
Any parting words, Sean? We done gave him 36 minutes, or you want to give him an hour? We can talk an hour about it. Cause hey, don't get me started about Magic Johnson trying to tell me as a man what I need to do.
The Democratic Party has always had some big celebrities to come to get the black vote, man.
So what you think about? Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion being up there?
I mean, it's kind of embarrassing from a standpoint of foreign. If I'm a foreign leader and I'm looking at who's going to be the next president and they just twerking on the stage and stuff like that, I mean, that's not a good look. And Poe Cardi B.
But I'm gonna tell you,
teleprompter didn't work.
Man,
that was bad.
Yeah, she looked like she was ready to burn the house down too. Looked like she was gonna say that speech with grace and dignity. But anyway, maybe been a setup. I don't know. But I was talking to Punchinella about it, man, and you know how Punch is.
Yeah.
She said the old way ain't working. I doubt if the new way gonna work if you're gonna have them up there with all that foolishness they got going.
Oh man, who knows? I mean, the main thing is, that's a big part of why a lot of women are supporting Kamala Harris is because of abortion. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing to women right now when it comes to this election.
But I just don't get it. Number one, they say Trump got an abortion ban. That's a lie. Right. There ain't no bans on abortions in America. The state have to decide when, how far along you could be. Cause I think any state you can get an abortion is just how far along you got to be.
Exactly.
6 weeks, that's pushing it. But if you don't know if you pregnant after 12 weeks, I'm thinking something wrong with you. You about 3 months pregnant. Ain't nobody told you pregnant. Somebody can look at you and tell you, hey, you pregnant.
Yeah.
And then they feel like, oh, I can't get an abortion after 12 weeks. You trying to tell me what to do with my body. And it's more like, no, the baby got a little heartbeat and all that right there. Nobody don't want to kill it.
Right, yeah. What's the line of murder?
Yeah, but my whole thing is like, okay, everybody got their different views. And like I say, nobody can tell a woman what to do with their body. Ain't nobody trying to do that, especially not me.
Yeah, exactly.
But Punchinella, by being a little up in age with Shane, they wanted to run all these tests on her to see if we wanted to keep the baby or not. Now, first thinking it was like, damn, what's going on here? But then you thought about it and said, y'all ran them tests for nothing because I think the baby was too far along to say, hey, we finna abort this. You know what I'm saying? I think we had looked at her, arms developing and all that right there, and she on the sonogram?
Yeah.
Moving around and all that. And I was like, nah, Punch, we'll find a way. You know what I'm saying? No matter what it is, we were gonna find a way to deal with it.
Right.
She came out fine. Thank you, Jesus. But she came out fine. But that's the case about abortions. You see what I'm saying? How far along do you want to be?
Yeah, I mean, it is abortion is kind of for women who just aren't responsible, and men that aren't responsible.
No, you got other stuff too. You got incest.
Yeah, you got incest.
You got rape.
You got all that.
The health of the mother.
Yeah.
It's a lot. And like I said, now the federal government, now you should be glad because the federal government cannot ban abortions. You see what I'm saying? The federal government really can't touch abortions now. It's all about what your state say.
Exactly. I mean, you don't know what they're gonna do
in
the near future. Who you vote for and who you put in office, where they would.
It's a lot of people mad at the abortion laws in Georgia that Brian Kemp got into play. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's the state you live in. I mean, you come up, your vote count more when you're voting for governor than it do president.
Right.
So, I mean, you can really sway that decision in a state more than you can on a federal level.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So they kind of sticking it to him with that, and a lot of people don't got the understanding of.
Yeah, you got the whole immigrant situation going on. A lot of people really don't take that as a big deal.
I mean, it's a big deal, but my whole thing is a lot of people be like, all right, who gonna do the jobs that these illegal immigrants doing, right? I have done them. I don't work with illegal immigrants before.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you can't let everybody in.
Yeah, and give them money.
You can't let everybody in, man, because some of these people got long rap sheets and they was over there doing all kind of stuff they weren't supposed to do where they come from.
Right, yeah, that's true.
And it ain't like we ain't got enough of that going on in America anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you basically just giving them a way to come here and give them some bread, give them some money, and get comfortable with depending on the government.
That's probably the part I think everybody shouldn't like.
Yeah.
If I was a illegal immigrant over there in Mexico, they ain't finna give me nothing.
Right.
But you come to America,
Well, I mean, you got some countries that if you get a visa, you can go over there. They'll pay you to live in their country.
What country that is?
I mean, you got Sweden.
Oh, they pay you to stay over there?
I think it's Colombia.
What the problem is? Well, Colombia, they'll kill you, won't it?
I mean, not everything is what you see on TV. So, you have to search out, people who are traveling abroad and they're living out there to really get an understanding of what's going on, their perspective. Because the media ain't gonna give it to you. They're gonna make every country look like the devil.
Yeah, I know that. Trust me, the media ain't telling you nothing correct these days. I think instead of them doing their job, just telling the report, they starting to add their feelings into it.
Right.
And
exactly.
that ain't y'all job.
Yeah, that ain't cool.
That ain't what they supposed to be doing. They supposed to just let you know what's going on. They don't supposed to say, I think, or hey, this. You know how they do the little media spin and all that, but
right.
I mean, me personally, I really don't watch much news. I'd rather hear it from the horse's mouth or whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'd rather, if you tell me Kamala Harris said something, I'd rather look and see what she said.
Right, exactly.
Did she really mess this up like the little clip you showed me? Or did she say something else?
Yeah, and now today with the AI and technology, it's hard to tell, now what's real.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I would be against probably that, against something like that, because You see them AI commercials that they run into way like this is Joe Biden talking or this is Kamala Harris talking, and it sounds just like them.
Sound just like them.
And they might be moving and all that, but I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right. 'Cause I mean, somebody like us who jump up here and do a podcast, they could take our voice and say we said something.
Yeah, exactly. It's a real deal going on right now. And you don't really hear too much about anything with laws or anything that comes from any president talking about how to really secure.
Oh, they talking about it.
Artificial intelligence.
No, but they talking about, you know, they did it in California. When they did that first ad with Kamala Harris on with the AI.
Right.
They tried to make a law to do something about that. And I can't say I disagree with that.
Right.
I can't say
you got to have that. I mean, and then that's one thing that I could say where I understand Trump and Elon Musk, you know, getting together and everything like that, but something about Elon Musk and this artificial intelligence and him being in the government, that kind of seems kind of scary right there, man. I don't know. I don't think I really agree with the technology aspect of it being in a part of the government system, and there's no telling what they're gonna do with that if he does get in office. Even though he's coming in as a financial guide, or that's kind of like a sneaky way to get him in there to do other things.
They said he was trying to make like a subcommittee that governs the spending of the U.S. government.
Right.
Yeah, that's what they were saying.
Right.
But I don't know, man. This here is gonna be a close election, man. Yeah, and I didn't think it was gonna be like this. Last couple of years, chicken and eggs done almost doubled and all this right here. Yeah. But hey, we got ourselves a race, and like I say, here at Country Vision, we just gonna accept the outcome, the final outcome, and that's when whoever gets sworn in January. We just gonna accept the outcome. We not here trying to buck no system and worry about all this. I mean, cause you can't say you gonna say who you gonna accept who they say won at the end of the first night, because these people gonna do lawsuits and all this right here. It ain't gonna be just one party. It's gonna be both parties.
I mean, it won't be anything new. I mean, even when Barack Obama was in office, he caught it, after he won. And the
first person I remember with that was Al Gore, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Al Gore, him and George Bush.
Yeah.
That was HW, right? HW. The daddy is H.
Yeah.
Yeah. HW. That's when all this mess started about we gonna sue, we gonna take this to court and all this right here. But like I said, when they get up there and they do the swearing in, that's who president. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Cause trust me, the big shots, which is the people that you call the Senate, the Congress, or whoever the Electoral College is, once they cast their votes, that's it, bro.
Now, and you know what? One thing I do want to see is how much money are these different people putting into ads and commercials. I don't think I've ever seen in an election where every freaking thing you turn on, if it's a television, if it's your cell phone, anything that got a box that you can look at, or the radio, this is all you hear.
Yeah.
I wonder how much money was spent on just campaigning, even with third-party people that invested their money into it, and just to see what that number actually is.
Well, we know Kamala Harris had over $500 million. I mean, she raised a lot of money. So she had the money to do all that. Yeah. And
yeah, it's like, man, it's a lot of money they wasted.
I don't know if they wasted it. Now
money could have went somewhere else.
But if you keep seeing people, you tend to want to vote for them. You keep passing by a billboard and you keep seeing that person. So for some reason, your mind started to like them.
Yeah, I mean, once you get to hear them. But I mean, with all the stuff that happened this year, a lot of different tragedies, a lot of different things, a lot of stuff happened this year where that money, at least some of that money, could have went to people, that were affected by this stuff. I mean, it lets you know that the money that is being used to campaign against people and put them in a bad sight, to make them look bad in front of other people.
Yeah, that's what they doing. That's all they doing. I mean, they just get up there and talk about each other so bad, man.
It's a waste.
I mean, and a lot of it ain't got nothing to do with politics.
It has nothing to do with politics.
I mean, they talk about each other real bad.
Bad, man.
Yeah, man. And I'd be like, man, if I was around, I'd be ready to fight. How y'all gonna sit up there and shake hands and be friends after y'all don't talk shit like that?
You hear what Trump be saying? I seen something today while he was up there talking about because his mic wasn't working. Talking about, do I need to go back there and fight and all this stuff? I'm like, hey, Trump, why you going in?
You got to show me that after the episode now.
Yeah, that was today. He had a rally today. It was
You sure he ain't say I had to go back there and fire somebody?
Man,
I think I remember that when the mic was acting up, he said, "Hey, do I need to go back there and fire somebody?"
Okay. Yeah, maybe I got caught up with some AI stuff.
Yeah. You see how quick stuff get twisted.
It can get twisted.
Yeah. See, so like I said, get out and vote. You support who you want. You support who you want, man. And trust me, I think it's amazing how I'm around a lot of Democrats. I mean, everybody I'm around pretty much a Democrat. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they found a way not to be mad at me. You know, they found a way.
Yeah.
I mean,
after the election, all that stuff was going by.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm gonna be watching, but I'll be glad when it's over, man. It's nerve wracking. But like I said, Punchinella was getting mad at me because that's all I want to watch.
Yeah,
that's all I want to watch. Who said what about who?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to talk to people when you just want to give information and just bring out certain things so that they're aware of what's going on, and they don't even want to hear it. It's like nah.
No, they act like you lying.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's definitely true.
And then the messed up part is if you go up there and say, well, let me show you right here. I don't want to see that either. Hey, what it is.
That's how it was with Barack Obama. It was like, hey, you know what? He came in. Oh man.
It was balls to the wall there, boy. I don't care what nobody say. I'm voting for Barack Obama. I don't care. Yeah. You right. I was on that train. But I think he kind of opened the floodgates to people started to follow in politics. People started following. So now we see, okay, you doing this and this. Oh, wait a minute now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, well, we getting ready to get out of here because I'm tired of you over there fighting with your stand, your robo stand you got going on over there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might still got your audio, but I don't think I got your video no more.
Yeah, the video went out.
Okay. But closing message. Get out and vote. This has been Let's Be Reasonable, presented to you by Country Vision Studios. And you know how we end the show. Peace and prosperity.